Hey, what's up, guys? We're back here with Pub Sports Radio for another breakdown for the Dana White Contender Series. It's going to be a full betting perspective video, so we're going to talk about the lines, everything like that, who I think is going to win, and then ultimately I'll give you guys, a couple plays to bet on. But once again, it's going to be by Pub Sports Radio, so thanks a lot for them. And yeah, man, we're going to get right into it, though, with the first fight of the night, Danny Sabatello taking on Taylor Moore. This is a battle of two grapplers. Both these guys mainly like to bring it to the ground, but I just think that Taylor Moore, he's more of a guy that accepts bottom position. He likes to find submissions off his back. I would say he's fought maybe the more experienced guys, but Sabatello, he's done better against those guys. He was able to basically defeat Erwin Rivera in a 3-round fight. It was a 5-round fight. He gassed out, lost the fight. But when you look at the odds, I mean, they ballooned to Sabatello at minus 515. I mean, I think that's kind of real crazy. I think the line could be much closer to the opener where it was like minus 300. I don't know if there's enough, I don't know. I don't really like betting on people that I don't think are going to, win the fight, even if I think they have value. But I mean, at almost plus 400, Taylor Moore is the value side. For the fight doesn't go to decision at minus 170, that's kind of what I predict. But I just don't think there's enough value there to bet that because it's already pretty juiced up and it could easily go to a decision because these guys are two grapplers. Maybe if Moore, can't find the submission, he'll just get grinded out for 3 rounds. But I do think Sabatello will probably find the submission in this fight. I just don't really think the line warrants any plays either way, totals or on Sabatello or Moore. So in me, I would just pass on this fight. And on the second fight of the night, Luana Pinheiro taking on Stephanie Frausto. This is kind of an interesting fight because Frausto is probably the better pure striker. She has better movement, distance control, but Luana is just a real physical girl, closes the distance, super aggressive, gets in that clinch, and she just bullies girls to the ground, dominates them. And we've seen both these girls get tired in fights, but Stephanie Frausto is someone that, when it gets to the third round, she's 1-4. Luana, she's finished 6 of her 7 wins in the first round, so she's 1-1 in decisions, but she's had a better track record. I mean, 1-1 is better than 1-4 in fights that go to the third round. Frausto's been finished multiple times as well, so I just feel like she's going to be the smaller girl in there. She's fought at 105, so I do think that Luana Pinero is the justified favorite. I think she's probably going to be able to use her better athleticism because on the feet she's not that good, but she's getting better with her movement in and out, things like that, and closing the distance, closing the gap. I think she's going to be able to get in the clinch, just be too big, too physical, bully Stephanie to the ground, and just dominate the fight. And when you're looking at the odds, I mean, at minus 285, she is a pretty decent favorite. Maybe she's parlayable, but I don't really see, many other spots on this card that I would want to parlay her with. So I'd just pass on this one as well. For the fight goes to decision plus 165, fight doesn't go to decision minus 215. I mean, there's just no value in that at all. I don't know why you'd want to be betting a minus 215 for the doesn't go to decision. I feel like with this one, man, I mean, if you're really confident in Pinero, maybe you could, justify putting her in some parlays. But besides that, I would just totally pass on that fight with Pinero and Stephanie Frausto. But as the official pick, I do think Luana Pinero will probably get a first or third round finish in that one. So either she'll get it early or she'll grind her down. Frausto will gas out and she'll get it late. So I think Pinero will get the win in that one and probably get another finish. And moving on here, we got Nikolas Moda taking on Joseph Lowry. And this is an interesting fight. We got two strikers. One guy's more of a boxer, and Joseph Lowry, he's already been on the Contender Series as well. He fought Devontae Smith, had a pretty good fight with Devontae Smith on the Contender Series, but he got knocked out in the first round. And you see Nikolas Moda, he's also had some UFC experience. He's fought on Ultimate Fighter Brazil. He won a fight, then eventually lost to Glyco França, who won the season. So he was eliminated from the Ultimate Fighter, but now he's gone on a run here. He's won the CFFC title. He's been doing pretty well, but Joseph Lowry is the guy with the better record. He only has the 1 loss, 9 wins. I will say Moda's probably fought the better competitors, and I think Moda is the better athlete. He's more dynamic. Joseph Lowry is more just of a pure boxer. We saw on the Contender Series when he tried to close the distance, hit some takedowns. Didn't really work out. He doesn't really seem like he has fast level changes, doesn't set up his level changes really good. And, Devontae Smith is able to land those elbows and knock him out. And when I look at this fight, I just feel like Moda is going to be the guy that's a little bit slicker. I feel like Joseph Lowry is hittable. And when he's trying to slip and rip, I think that Moda is going to land these big shots. Moda has a really good jab to a high kick. There's a lot more dynamic strikes. He's a faster guy. I think he hits harder as well. The only thing I'll give Lowry is maybe the durability, and he might be a little bit of a bigger guy. But other than that, I think Moda is better on the ground. Even if Lowry tries to go with the route of a grappling game plan, I think Moda will be able to, use his jiu-jitsu to get back up to his feet or submit, and probably be able to deny the takedowns. And I just think he's going to pressure Lowry, and eventually Lowry's going to get caught, knocked out. So at minus 170, I actually feel like there is some, decent value still on Motta. I actually bet on Nicolas Motta myself. So I think that he should get the win here. And as far as the fight goes to decision, fight doesn't go to decision. I mean, I don't see this fight going to decision. So, I mean, minus 265, I guess you could potentially parlay that with, someone else on the card if you're confident. Maybe that in Sabatello, but I just don't think minus 515 has any value on that. So personally, I wouldn't play that. But if you want to put, the Lowry Motta fight doesn't go to decision in some parlays, I think it's pretty safe there. And moving on here, we actually have a short notice fight here with Natan Levy taking on Shaheen Santana. And this is a really interesting fight because both these guys are undefeated. But, I feel like Natan Levy has definitely faced the better fighters. They've both fought in good organizations. Shaheen fought in Titan FC. Natan's been fighting primarily in LFA. And when you look at their styles on the feet, they're both kickers. They like to be on the outside. And Shaheen is a lot longer, bigger. He fights at 155. And this fight's actually going to be at 160 because Santana was originally scheduled to face a different opponent. Natan Levy is jumping in here at real short notice. He's fighting out of Las Vegas, so he doesn't have to travel. He's already been here, and it was probably pretty easy to get him in there. And so when he accepted the fight, they decided to make it a catch weight of 160. So Santana is going to be the guy that's probably going to have the advantage off of that just solely because Levy's used to fighting at 145. Santana fights at 155. Now it's going to be at 160. So he's going to be the little bit bigger guy in there physically. But I mean, I feel like on the feet, these guys kind of are both not really that great. They don't have great boxing. Santana maybe is a little bit better on the feet, but Natan Levy, I think throws better combinations, more volume, probably a little bit quicker, being a little bit smaller guy. And I feel like Levy has the grappling to take him to the ground. But the thing about Shaheen Santana is he has 5 submissions out of his 6 wins, and they're all front chokes. So that's his thing, man. He likes to hit these front choke submissions when you try to take him down. Real long guy. So you have to avoid the front chokes of Santana. You have to avoid the sweeps. And sometimes he'll use that choke to, force you to your back. And on top, he's pretty good. He's long. He can control you. So you have to avoid that front choke of Santana. He has some kicks that he throws out there, but I just don't think he's the greatest fighter. And I feel like Natan Levy, if he had like a full camp for this fight, if he, had this fight at 155 or 145 his weight class, I would be confident in him winning the fight. But, on this short notice, I'm still going to pick him here. I think he's just going to be able to use the grappling, wear down Santana, win a decision. But like the line indicates, he's only a minus 140, minus 135. Some other places he's even minus 120 favorite. Whereas I agree with that. I believe that, it should be a little bit lined a little bit closer just because of that short notice, the size, the up in a weight class. But I feel like Levy is the better fighter overall. So I agree with the line. In terms of a bet, I would just stay away from it because obviously when you get a guy coming in on a couple of days' notice, it's hard to see where their head's at, their confidence, 100% if they have, the cardio at that perfect level to fight. So I would stay away from that one. But I do think the fight's going to go to decision if Levy wins. So if you're pretty confident that Natan Levy's going to win, maybe bet that plus 145 that the fight goes to decision because there is some value in that. But Santana, he's a guy that's a finisher. So, I mean, if he wins, it'll probably be a submission victory. So I feel like Levy's going to win a decision in this fight. He's won his last 3 fights by decision. He's more of a guy that wants to take you down, get on top, control you. And I think that's what he's going to do in this fight. So give me Natan Levy to get the win. And I don't know if he's going to get a contract, but I think he'll get the decision win here. And then up next here, we got the main event. We got Mariusz Ksiazkiewicz taking on Mario Souza. And this is an interesting fight. This is probably the closest fight on the card, in my opinion, other than the Natan Levy fight, but that's more because of the circumstances in that one. When you look at this fight, we got 2 guys. Mariusz, I would say, is the lesser athlete. So on the feet, I think he's maybe a little bit more technical. But Souza's young, he's aggressive, he comes forward, he's fast, he's explosive. And I just think that his speed, his aggressiveness, and athleticism is going to be a little bit too much for Mariusz on the feet. I think he's going to overwhelm him. But Mariusz is a tricky guy. He'll switch stances, pretty good boxing. So he has a chance to catch Souza coming in. I just think Souza is going to be the better guy on the feet personally. And, I think both these guys are good grapplers. They're going to be trying to get it to the ground. But I feel like Mariusz I don't know if he has the jiu-jitsu level of Mário. I think Mario's a little bit better on the ground, could catch a submission in this fight. I've seen Mariusz put in some bad positions in terms of almost getting caught in submissions. And he's a guy that's just not very active. He's been a pro since 2011 and he only has 8 fights. So not fighting very often. He is, going to be maybe the slightly bigger guy. He is slightly taller. He's the older guy, but I feel like Mário is going to come in there. He's going to be aggressive. He's going to be souped up, and he's going to be able to probably get a finish in this fight, get a win. I would say maybe he can get a first-round submission. I just feel like when you look at the fight, Mariusz puts himself in some bad positions, and Mário is a guy that usually capitalizes. He has a lot of submission victories. So at minus 125, I think he's a decent play there. He's going to be the more athletic, dangerous guy. So I like him in that matchup. And for the fight doesn't go to decision at minus 350, I think that's pretty good as well. So I think that, that's not the worst play in the world. And when you look at it, they're going to be the couple plays that I give you on this card is going to be a Nicolas Moda to get the win. He's around to minus 170 at places right now. And then for a parlay, I'll give you guys Joe Lowry and Moda. The fight doesn't go to decision, and Mario Souza and Mariusz in the main event don't go to decision as well. So there are a couple plays for you guys that you guys can have for the Tuesday night tomorrow. Make sure to catch us on the live stream as well. It's always fun over here at Pub Sports Radio. So thanks for watching, guys, and make sure to drop a like, drop a comment, and I'll be coming back with these videos. So hopefully you guys enjoy them and we can make some